Hey everyone. So this will be the first episode of hopefully a multi-part series. And I'm going to call it the mid lane lessons. And basically what the goal of this series is supposed to be is to give you guys more of a podcasty, like specific way slash approach to play mid lane, right? Like instead of going into the theory and having PowerPoint presentations and going on and on and on about the theory, I think, it's better. Let's just fucking look at the gameplay. Let's just give you some specific examples. Let's have a really clear and concise analogy. And let's just see how it goes, right? So if you like this video, please like and comment and subscribe, please. It really helps me out as a growing league content creator. Otherwise, let's just jump in. So, yeah, today we'll be talking about pressuring in lane. And specifically what I mean by this is how do we actually put pressure in lane? How do we win our lanes? And how do we develop a strong foundation in terms of laning, right? Because I see this a lot with my students where they just don't know how to actually put pressure in their lane. Okay, so I'm gonna start with setting the scene of this game. I'm gonna show you guys one game. Um, and yeah, I'm going to start by setting the scene of this game. I'm going to show you specific examples of when I do it well, when I do it poorly, and yeah, we'll kind of see where we're at after that. Of course, this is my first episode. This is my first time trying this kind of content, right? So please let me know if you like it. Please give me some feedback if it could be improved. Please let me know if it's useful. Again, the point of this is to be more of me just like rambling and going off topic and just vibing with you guys and showing you specific examples so you can learn, right? Have it in the background, right? I mean, if you're paying attention, that's great as well. But yeah, so this would be just like kind of like specifics, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's enough rambling about the context here. Let's set the scene of this game. Okay, so I really want to explain to you guys how you actually win lanes and put pressure in lanes. And today I picked an Aurora versus Ari lane. Now, what's interesting is that this isn't some random master solo queue game, right? This player I'm playing against is an academy level mid laner, okay, which is for you people is one below LEC, right, or one below LCS. So borderline pro player. This guy is constantly top 10, okay, and I would say this matchup is about 60-40 Aurora favored. So I'm slightly favored, but not so massively favored that just a free win. So I think this is a great showcase to show you guys like, hey, this is kind of the actual reality of me playing solo queue, right? This is the actual reality of what makes good quality trading, right? This is just what it's going to look like. And yeah, sorry, I wanted to show you guys the player I'm playing against. So he even has his own Leaguepedia here. This was the player I was playing against, Bradley. As you could see, he's been playing comp since, look at this, since 2017. He played mid for years, went to top, came back to mid, right? Ole Miss is an academy level team. So he's literally playing in academy right now, constantly top 10. So very good player. Okay. So now that we kind of set the scene, we're gonna break it down. So practically speaking, okay, the two most important goals when you're playing mid in any matchup in the game, okay, there's two goals I'm always constantly doing, okay? That is, how can I generate priorities so I can be first to plays or at least be available to plays? And how can I develop some sort of CS advantage? So that's going to be the focus of today's lesson, right? It's how do we put pressure to enable these two high level concepts, okay? And the name of the game is going to be space, right? Creating space. So this is a very hard concept to teach students, okay? And this is a very hard concept to kind of articulate and understand. So I'm gonna show you an example, and I'm gonna give you an analogy. So some level one shenanigans, whatever, pretty even trade, right? We end up both being evenish HP, fine, right? Contesting, defending Raptors, sure. So going into this lane, right, I'm going to be thinking about how can I deny him as much farm as possible. Okay, so what you're gonna notice right away is I'm gonna be taking up a lot of space and not use my spells. So this is really important. I want you guys to take a look at this. Ari has no W. What a lot of people would do, right? Probably yourself included if you're listening to this, is you would probably, you know, understand, hey, Ari has no W, but you're not gonna walk up and put pressure, right? You're not gonna take up space in the lane. So you can see here, I'm walking really far forward and pushing this Ari back. Now, to explain why this is good, I'm going to give you an analogy. Okay. So I want you to imagine you're doing some fighting, some real life fighting, right? Like fist to fist combat, and you and your opponent are in this like I guess square room, okay? And you can't escape until you defeat your opponent, okay? So let's imagine this person is player A and this person is player B, okay? So the way I want you to visualize this, all right, is I want you to imagine, right, where we're in this box and player A is backed into a corner. So imagine player A is right here, okay, and player B is here, all right? And I want you to imagine you're in a real life fight and you guys are even height and you're in the situation. Who has the advantage here? Well, obviously, the intuitive answer is B, right? Because think about it. A has no room to move or dodge. B can easily fake. B has all this positioning to kind of move around and overwhelm player A's mental ability. Okay? So that's the same exact concept we're applying in game and league, right? By walking forward and putting pressure, you back your opponent into a corner. Okay, you take up more space, you can deny them XP, and this gives you more room to maneuver, more room to dodge, right? It makes it easier of a time to land your skill shots. So this is what you're gonna see constantly for me, right? I'm constantly gonna be walking forward to take up space to overwhelm the Ari's mental stack without actually trading. So notice how I didn't walk up and queue there, right? All I did was I walked up and put pressure, deny that minion because the threat of my abilities is enough. Or the other option, if we go back to the square box analogy, right? And we're in a fight here, and we're B, okay? If we're B in the situation, we can throw out a jab, and if we miss, we're not going to get punished for it, right? So I want you to imagine, player A is in the corner, you try to go for a max range jab, and you kind of whiff, right? And you're not overcommitted, you could easily back off. So you're going to see this here coming up in a second, right? What I do is I go for a Q, and this Q is totally fine for me to go for, right? Because um, I'm not going to get punished. So if we look in the situation here, actually, I want to look at this first too. Notice how here my pressure, my positioning while not using a spell is causing Ari to panic, right? Because Ari wants to go for this last hit. So this is going back to, I guess, the original goal, right? Which is we want to play for your CS advantage, okay? And we want to play for priority. So in this situation here, I'm playing purely for CS advantage. She needs to go for this last hit. So what I'm going to do is posture aggressively, put pressure without using any spells. I'm making her scared, right? Again, she's in the corner. I got my fist up. I'm ready to hit her at any time, but I don't need to rush. I can just take my time and be patient. And again, the reason why I set the scene is this isn't some master tier player. This guy's literally a top 10. Okay, so you can see this is how you put pressure in your lane, right? You walk forward and you hold your spells and you try to deny them farm, right? So now Ari has no W, so I walk forward. Now, again, look at the pressure I'm putting up. I have big space in lane here, right? And this is kind of what I was talking about, right? Because she's backed off in a corner, I can try to go for E, and if I miss, I'm not punished. Notice how, even though I have no E, I'm able to get all of these creeps because I have so much space in the lane. By the time Ari tries to reclaim and retake space, my spells are already back up. So this is a very clear and visual indicator and practical indicator of why space creation is really important. So if you guys understand that concept, I'll try to point out more timers where I do this. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was, why, actually, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Yeah, we're kind of doing more of a rambly podcast style. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I remember now. Okay, so the other important concept in terms of putting pressure in your lane is always play in the mindset of you want to avoid damage first then commit, right? And you should always try to be in a non middle mindset. So again, tying everything together, we're walking forward, putting pressure. We're not fully committing with our abilities. We're waiting for Ari to throw her spells out. Then we try to trade, right? So we're holding, 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 playing to dodge, then trade. So I want you guys to look at the situation here. So again, I have a lot of space and pressure in the lane, so I can go for a Q and then back off. And this situation here, look at this, okay? If you're R, you're thinking, okay, Aurora's going to try to trade right now because Aurora's Q and E and I have no Q. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend like I'm going to trade and back off because I'm playing in a skill shot dodge mindset. So boom, the Ari tried to time her charm on a last hit, but because I'm faking my pressure and I'm trying to walk forward to trade without actually doing it because I'm in the mindset of dodge first, then commit, she just burned her charm. Boom, charm's gone, right? And so now we have a window again to pressure. So, again, what's our mindset here? Play for your CS advantage, right? So I'm eyeing this cannon minion, okay? No, look at this cannon minion, right? She's trying to go for the cannon minion, so again, I'm going to try to put pressure. So I walk forward, take up space in the lane. That causes her to go into a corner. Boom, cannon minion gone, right? Obviously, I missed the cannon minion myself like a noob, but you see the point, right? You can see the idea there, right? Same thing there. I go for a trade, try to go for auto Q. I miss. Because I have space in the lane, I can back off, right? Very practical, very in your face, very tangible, right? Very, very specific. Again, same thing here. I'm in the mindset of dodge first, then trade. Notice how I didn't try to Q or anything there. I'm always trying to dodge for skill shots first. Same thing, a lot of people here in this situation, I've got Q and E, you'd be thinking, oh man, I gotta go for QE. No, 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 right? Put your pressure, fake your pressure, chill, right? So boom, same thing. Fake that walk up, dodge for Q. We're in a really good position here. Keep the wave on our side. We're not going to talk about wave management in this specific video. I really want to talk about more about ability usage and space creation, right? Etc. So in this situation, same thing. I'm putting as much mental stack on how can I avoid Ari's damage. Boom, Ari goes for the Q, right? Unfortunately, I didn't dodge it, but now she has no Q. I can punish, step forward, take some space in the lane. Really nice trade there, right? Ends up being a scrappy skirmish. That's fine. We'll zoom past that. Push the wave. Good. So this is a great example here in this situation where again, always be in this kind of weaving mindset. You're always trying to dodge, then trade. Dodge, then trade. This is one of the key things I see a lot of people make a mistake, right? Well, they play really defensive. Then when the enemy walks forward, you just walk up and try to trade. Rather than being aggressive the whole time, not trying to trade, but force them to waste spells, then you go. So look at the situation that I did here. It's actually really smart what I did. I actually W'd like this to get Ari to try to charm me here, right? So now I know, okay, Ari's going to try to charm me, put mental sack on dodging, boom, dodge for QE. Now what can I do? I can walk up and trade. She has no spells, right? Get this really nice extended trade. Look at this. Play. You notice how I didn't keep autoing there? I didn't E. Why didn't I do that? Because if I E, her Q is going to hit me. Her Q2 returns are going to hit me. So I instead sidestep her Q2, then I continue to trade. Look at how insane of a trade that was. Just freeze frame this. Even if my Leona's not ganking here, I have just won the lane against a top 10 academy level, near LCS caliber level mid laner. Just like that. Boom. Within the span of 5 seconds. Because I was able to dodge pretty much all of her damage, and I was very slow and conservative and patient with my abilities. Okay? So we end up grabbing the kill on Ari. I think Leona does a really nice gank. But again, why is this gank even possible? Well, because I did such an insane trade on Ari, right? Maybe Ari could have survived here eventually. Maybe Belval could have moved down. The jungler could have maybe moved down and intercepted here in the situation if I didn't get Ari low, right? So again, this is a little bit more wave management stuff. And this situation here, again, I'm putting pressure. Look at my positioning in the lane. Why did I art here, guys? Why do you think I art here, right? We're going to highlight it. Our mindset is priority and denying farm. The kills in League of Legends are a byproduct of that concept. So you're gonna see here, I'm gonna spoil it. I'm gonna solo kill here in this situation. But I don't solo kill her because I'm doing something insane. I'm solo killing her because I'm trying to deny her farm, and this kill just comes on my lap as a byproduct. Boom, right? Get that combo to try to deny her the cannon. Unfortunately, she gets the cannon. It is what it is, right? I end up going for the Q, right? Why I was able to Q her here, because again, trying to deny her farm. She needed to try to last hit that caster minion. Play to dodge her skill shots. I'm thinking about what she's going to do. Play to avoid her damage, right? Boom. And then if we look at this situation here, I can go for the Q flash. Why? Because she stepped too far up to try to Q to get minions. Boom. Easy. And just like that, the lane was basically won, right? I I'm now in a situation where I'm so far ahead of their mid, I'm always gonna have first move. So now I want to bridge this and segue this to part two of this VOD, right? Which is playing mid to get priority, right? So it's really, really, really important when you play mid to have the ability to move to plays. So one thing you'll see me do is that I will never fast push one wave. What I'm doing is I'm slow stacking waves. So let's go back to here, right? Ari ends up contesting my Talon on Dragon, kills Talon. That's fine. I have no Aurora reference point. You don't want to fight without R. Fine, right? That's fine. Notice how I'm not rushing the push and moving right away, right? Because I want priority for plays that are good on the map. Okay, so I'm gonna slow build this wave. I'm gonna last hit this first wave. Then when the next wave comes, I slide through and I AoE the entire wave. Now I have a beautiful, big stacked wave. So if I go for a roam, I have plenty of priority. So notice now, my punish to Ari going bot and killing my Town on Dragon wasn't to rush and try to help. It was to set up the wave in a way where I now have tons of priority. So look at how much first move I have over Ari now while she's in base. I have mega, 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 mega priority, right? This ends up being really good because now I use that mega priority. Boom, get a free kill on Kha'Zix. I am now 3-0. I have double buffs. I can take over top, get that beautiful top wave, come back to mid, barely lose anything. Lovely, right? So same idea here, right? Playing that dodge skill shots, like the concept we talked about. Dodge both her Q and her E there before I went for a trade. Really, really great trade, right? Make sure I'm keeping priority. So notice how always trying to keep priority, right? Push, keep prio, get my storm surge. So lane has kind of got two phases. Phase one is deny, 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 put pressure in the lane early, deny farm, deny farm, deny farm. And then once you hit your wave clear breakpoint, then you start to slow stack waves, you start to fast push, go for resets, get first move on the map, right? So same thing kind of in this situation here. I end up getting a little bit of first move. I think Talon and I butcher this play. That's fine. Not here to talk about the execution. More about the high level ideas here. Okay. So maybe we'll just look at one more deployment here. Yeah, so I end up being a little sloppy with my trades. Luna does a great job. Get to our items here. Lena does another great job. This is all fine. I think lane phase is over. And yeah, lane phase is pretty much over off of that. Obviously, I got a few ganks, which definitely helped, right? For sure. But that's really the way, like, the things I want you guys to be thinking about and working on, right? That's how you actually win lanes of League of Legends, okay? So I'm going to give you, again, just to round things out for today, um, a step-by-step kind of plan, right? So step one is the high-level mindset. Priority, CS advantage. Step two to that, sorry, is pressure in your lane by taking up space. And think about the real life fighting analogy. The more space you have, the less room they have to move, the more time you can take and patience you could be on your abilities, the more ways you have to dodge, right? Step number four, dodge first, then trade. So overwhelm their mental stack, walk forward, dodge, 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 then trade, right? Step number five, once you hit your wave clear breakpoint, start pushing and moving to plays, right? That is the formula and the concepts I wanted to teach today, right? So hopefully this helps you guys. Hopefully you learned something from this. Try to keep it practical, clear, and concise. This is my first time doing this kind of video. I was kind of rambly. I kind of lost my train of thought once in a while, but I think we did a pretty good job today. Um, if you have any feedback, let me know. If you have any other types of lessons you kind of want to see or understand, let me know. I'll be around. Otherwise, look forward to the regularly scheduled live commentaries and coaching sessions that we do. But hopefully this was insightful little game there. And hopefully that teaches you guys also how to review your games, right? Let's say you want to review and you're like, I want to learn how to put more pressure. Review in that way. How are you reviewing in ICS? Are you reviewing to dodge first, right? Etc. 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 So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys around. Peace out.